What is going on, everybody? We are back and live for the ABJ Podcast. Now, everyone's like, BP's getting interviewed? No,
never.
Never doing that. It's against the rules. BP cannot give his life away. He's actually a serial killer, and if he gives away too much, we'll catch him in his track.
I'm actually a serial killer that kills other serial killers.
Yeah,
they made a show about me. It's called Dexter. The names were changed to protect
the innocent, which is BP, if that's even his real name.
Although that's not really innocent now, is it?
Yeah. So yeah, we're hanging out. This is gonna be something new we're gonna try. I think this is gonna be every Tuesday. Our interviews and all that going away? No. If somebody really wants an interview, we reach out, we can figure something out, we'll do it, right? But it's just really tough with scheduling. And I think that aspect of it makes me nervous and a little bit, and also I kind of just want to try things out. So the ABJ Podcast already is a combination of everything. We have Tornado Tag, Not Cool in High School, Not Cool in High School Horror. This is all going to kind of jam into one thing here, and maybe each week myself and BP, or if BP can't make it, somebody else. But I'm going to try to keep BP aboard of this. I like making content with BP, and we'll try to mix things up. Maybe we'll talk about a movie one week, or just different topics that don't necessarily have to be pro wrestling. And then maybe if some big things are happening in wrestling, we'll jump back in on a Thursday or a different day, or record something to air on Thursday or whatever it may be. That will be something in the future. But I think the ABJ Podcast is going to kind of stay a mix of everything, and you'll hear that every Tuesday, and that's kind of the route we're going to go, because doing solo and also doing stuff that just doesn't get views is tough. It's tough. And at least I really, really enjoy talking to BP about things in the world and sports and everything, because we're pretty much into the same stuff. Like, we generally like the same things, except horror movies. I can't really get you on horror movies. Maybe I'll get you to watch a movie and you can review it with me, just because you fucking hate horror.
I will be vilified. I will be vilified.
But this week we are going to get into the main thing of this is going to be the NFL season. We're going to go over week 1, talk about week 2, and then if we have time at the end to fill in some other topics or things that we're going to talk about, we will do so there. Well, so let's get into it. I got a little bit of a intro here. Football is officially back, BP, and week 1 did not disappoint. We had some banner raising, some international debuts, rookie quarterbacks making statements, and comebacks that were remembered all season long. Let's break down game by game in order they were played for the NFL season 1. Now, BP, if you start any shit and you come get in my face, I'm spitting right on you. And that's how we started week 1.
I'll spit first to get you kicked out of here. The game.
I'll first, right?
I'll spit in your general direction, look up and give you a smarmy smirk, and just push your buttons enough to get you kicked out of here.
Yeah. I will say this. When that first happened, VP, I was live and I said, this is going to be a game. You don't spit on the starting quarterback and not gain momentum from that. I think the Cowboys have a very big chance of winning tonight's game. And everyone's like, you're insane. And BP, the game is a little too close for comfort. Would you agree?
As Mean Gene Okerlund once said, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah.
Or if you had Eagles minus 7.5, then I guess it still counted.
Yeah. It's always weird how those spreads work. Yeah. So the Birds did hold on to win 24-21. Philly's going to start 0-1. Dallas goes back to the drawing board on this one. But I will say, 1-0. Michael Parsons definitely would have helped, but I thought that defense played really well.
They did. They did until they didn't. I think they did a great job of containing AJ Brown. They tried what Kansas City tried in the Super Bowl, which is we're going to really lock down on Saquon Barkley. They also tried to lock down on AJ Brown a bit, and we're going to make Jalen Hurts beat us, and then Jalen Hurts beat them.
Yeah. I will say this, man. Jalen Hurts, a lot of your team is going to ride or die on him, which is kind of insane because
I'm fine with that.
Because you have insane weapons over there in Philly, but it 100% comes down to Jalen. And I need Eagle fans, because I know you guys are a little crazy, where a guy has a bad game and we start calling for heads. Jalen may have a couple games this year where he can't put the whole team on his back, and it's because he is a huge for how great your running back is. I don't know if we can give the ball to Saquon Barkley 100 times and you win every game. It really comes down to Jalen Hurts for that offense in Philadelphia.
Well, what great offenses do is they can still beat you when you take what they do best away. And what the Eagles do best is pound the ball, get it to the superstar receivers. And this was the opposite of that. There was I thought early on, new offensive coordinator this year, Kevin Patullo. It's his first year there. He was the quarterback's coach. And the previous offensive coordinator is now in New Orleans. So it's a new show. It's Kellen Moore is in New Orleans now. It's a new guy running the show. Sirianni is one of those more executive level head coaches. He doesn't really call the plays. He did for like a little bit his first year. It didn't work out very well. And he's kind of lived and died by his offensive coordinators, but Patullo's been his right-hand guy for a while. I thought they came out looking very, very strong on the first couple of drives there. And it's kind of the story of the game. After that lightning delay in the third quarter, both offenses kind of petered out. The defenses started to take over, and the Eagles' defense was just a little bit better. But there were concerns, of course. Offensive side of the ball for the Eagles, the interior line, it was very, very, very clear that Landon Dickerson wasn't 100%. On the other side, you had Tyler Steen, who was asking to take over for Mekhi Becton. Cam Jurgens was pretty good. The Eagles' offensive line is always going to be at least competent when you have Mailata and Johnson as the bookends, but the ineffectiveness, the injury to Landon Dickerson was evident, and then you had to leave the game. It looks like he's going to be okay. It looks like he's not going to miss time. But I think that weakness in the interior did hurt them a little bit, but Jalen Hurts was able to improvise. He was able to make plays with his legs. It was one of the highest games for him ever.
A lot of that. Yeah.
And some of it was pre-scripted. Some of them were designed runs. Some of it was Jalen tucking the ball down and going for it. But he did a great job with it. And that is kind of the X factor with him. He's not as dynamic a runner as a Lamar Jackson, but he knows when to do it. And he picks his spots very, very, very well. I saw an advanced metric where this was one of the highest games ever for him as a percentage of plays where he doesn't target a pass plays, where he doesn't target a receiver or a tight end. But the success rate on those plays was very high because he was able to make those plays with his legs. And maybe that doesn't happen if Micah Parsons is there, but you can play the if game. What happens if Jalen Carter has a little bit of restraint? Maybe it's a completely different game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought the Eagles looked good. I will say, though, there was a lot of times where I thought maybe they would have got more yardage or more drive sustaining off passes or runnings with what you guys have. And it really came down, especially in the early half of that game, of Jalen just tucking and running because the Dallas did a decent job of containing and doing what they needed to do. AJ Brown, like I said, stayed quiet for a while, but was able to make some plays later on.
One reception on the day, one reception for a minimal gain in the fourth quarter. The big play was actually the big play in the passing game was to Jahan Dotson of all people.
Yeah. But I will say this: for me, I think CeeDee Lamb makes 2 catches that game, and it might be a different score. CeeDee Lamb is right there, but he just could not bring it in. And I think Lamb cost Cowboys a victory. I thought Dak looked really good. Dak is falling into a trap for me, where he's a Cowboy, and I hate him, right? But there was a guy that wore a Cowboys jersey for a long time that everyone hated, and we all made fun of him. But deep down, I respected him, and I really didn't hate him as a person. I liked Tony Romo. I know this is like the Always Sunny moment where he pulls out a Romo jersey in the sinking ship, but like I didn't hate Tony Romo as a human, as a quarterback. I respected him. I was like, dude's tough. I never had an issue with Tony Romo. Dak is kind of getting in that vibe for me, where he just like he can't stay full healthy when you need him. When he is healthy, you're like, shit, is this guy gonna do something to us? You know what I mean? Like Dak's kind of in that boat. You know what I mean?
Well, getting to like who is who, like I am in that Bill Parcells school. You are what your record says you are. You know, win is a win, a loss is a loss. And if certain things, but that is almost, unless it's a blowout, that's almost every game. In fact, I think 12 of the 16 games this week were 1-score games. There were only a handful of games that got out of hand. And you're going to talk about one of them, I'm sure.
We'll get there. And
but that's fine. And sometimes a key measure of a team is the ability to win in those games where it is a little close and it is a little competitive and it is, one where you're going to have to kind of dig a little deeper and take advantage of things and make plays when maybe the way it was drawn up isn't working for you. And they did that. So it's on to, the Eagles are in a position where they are going to get everybody's best because they're the defending champions. Next week, it's a rematch against the two-time former champions, and their schedule is not easy. Their schedule is loaded. They have to play the Packers. They have to play the Chiefs. They have to play the Rams. They have to play a lot of very, very good teams.
Yeah, I think both of our teams are going to be subjects for the NFL this season. You're the defending champs, and we're the new team that like, oh boy, this looks flashy. Can they repeat what they did last year? And I think both of our teams are going to be very scrutinized this season, and it's kind of crazy that we're both in the same division, which personally, man, I love. I can't wait to watch more of our quarterbacks squaring off and our team squaring off for the next 10 years because God, is it good. It's Washington, for me, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a fan of a team and the other team is in my backyard, but to me, Washington and Philly football, as long as these rosters stay the way they are with the players we have, is like watching Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning twice a year. Like if they were in the same division going at it, like when you always look forward to that playoff game where the Colts played or the Broncos played the Patriots. And I think we have that in Philly and Washington for the years come. I think those games are must-watch games when they both step on the field.
I am curious long-term to see with both teams what their window looks like because the Eagles have been doing it with Howie Roseman magic where, it's the salary cap's fake and we know how to play it. And not that they can keep everybody they want. They would have loved to have kept Milton Williams, who's playing great in New England. They would have loved to have kept Josh Sweat. They would have really, at this point, they're really, really missing Darius Slay in that cornerback 2 position. And it is a thing where they had to get rid of some guys, but the guys they really wanted to keep. And this season was Zach Bond. Zach Bond was the guy they really wanted to make sure they kept. And if there was any bright spot on the Eagles defense, and this is crazy for a team that linebacker was always kind of an afterthought. Not that they didn't have great linebackers from time to time. Jeremiah Trotter was an incredible linebacker when he played for the Eagles, not so much with other teams.
He was just essentially a pass rusher who played from the linebacker position.
Yeah,
he
and
did
not
drop back a lot.
And not in the sense that a 3-4 linebacker plays like an edge. Like technically Nolan Smith and Jalex Hunt and a lot of these guys are pass rushing linebackers, but no, he's an off-ball linebacker. And just like and now the Eagles have a really, really good off-ball linebacker in Zach Bond, who looks like he hasn't missed a beat. And Jahad Campbell, the rookie, was arguably better. And he's shown in coverage, and that's dangerous. In a league where tight ends are at a premium, in a league where you have to play Kittle, you have to play Kelsey, you have to play Brock Bowers, and all these great tight ends.
Ertz twice a year.
Well, for now. Ertz is like 50 years old, but that is the thing with the Commanders is, your window is open as long as you have Jaden Daniels if he proves to be what he has shown himself to be from day one.
Yeah.
And continues to show himself to be. And they have kind of the ideal setup where you'll have a team loaded up with veterans, you're spending the money, and you have a young quarterback, but you're only 2 years away, 3 years tops away from having to pay Jaden Daniels. And the Commanders, and I'm pretty sure this is by quite a bit, have by far the oldest roster in the NFL. And they have a lot of really old guys. Zach Ertz, Bobby Wagner. I'm almost positive they have and it's by quite a big gap, the oldest roster in the NFL.
I thought Washington was like was in the top 10. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I thought we were younger. I know we have some older, like a lot of our key players are definitely older, but we like Von Miller definitely spikes the average a little bit.
Von Miller, Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz. Everybody's
we are the oldest team in the NFL.
Yeah, the average
27.13.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think a lot of our key is young. We'll see. I don't know, but I definitely agree with you. But let's go to take it down to Brazil. where you guys faced your defending Super Bowl team there. The Chiefs are going to take on the Chargers in Friday Night Football on YouTube. I'll say this, YouTube, kind of a cool thing. I thought their presentation was done really well. I didn't mind YouTube football. I thought that was a cool move.
I could have done without Mr. Beast, but yeah, the rest of it was fun.
Yeah. So I had a little bit of a moment streaming, I believe, the Eagles game. The Eagles game I was streaming. And next thing, BP, we're talking in the chat about movies and because like the hangouts, like football's on, but we're chatting about everything. Like the chat is like essentially it is what it's called, a hangout, where it's just like, hey, I don't want to watch sports or wrestling alone. I'm going to join the chat, hang out with some people, have someone talk, and it feels like I'm not alone hanging out with some friends watching some TV or pay-per-views or whatever it may be. And I'm looking down at my phone about Tom Cruise movies, and I look up, and if you're a StreamYard creator, up in the top corner above my head, you'll see an eyeball with a number of how many people are watching. It's not very big over on this side of this channel. We don't kill it as much as I'd like, but I at one point it's at 6 or 7. I'm happy about the numbers. I look down, I look up, and it's 475 and counting.
Right on.
And I go, what the fuck? I look up and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I look over at the chat, which is on the other side, and it's going. I'm just like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. Something happened. It did, but it's not something that's sustainable. It's not something that's going to be there forever. It was at the time I didn't know, a very big content creator who essentially, I guess, during half times of games will send his audience to another streamer to go give him a quick boost or some love and a raid. I did keep a couple people. Some of the people from that stream said, hey, they really liked what they heard. They were entertained, and they want to keep hanging out. And that's, as a content creator, that's what you have to do. The ball's in your court. You have new eyes. You got to find a way to keep them. And some people go to the fake route of like, oh, I think they'll like this. And then some people just say, I got to stick to what I am, because if I want to keep them and keep them longer, I got to present who I am at that point in time. You can't yuck it up for that moment, because you're not that type of content creator going forward. But Tom Grossi, I hope Grossi sent his stream, and then I find out this guy has 870 million subscribers. 870,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yeah,
I believe I'm one of them, actually.
Yeah, he's very good.
I watch a lot of stuff he does with a guy that's also very good, Brandon Perna. That's Good Sports. They're excellent together.
Got you. I was not familiar with this guy, and he sent the house BP. He sent a third down blitz, and it was unreal.
He's got Parsons now. He's a big Packers fan, so he's your sworn enemy this week. You can't be too nice to him.
This week I hate you. Don't you ever raid me again. No, please do. But no, his people came in. Some people donated. Like somebody dropped a $50 donation on me.
Very cool.
Like
very cool.
It was like a breakthrough moment of like, man, it gave me a taste. Like I need that. I want that. Now, will I ever hit his numbers? Probably not. He's very good, and I'm just a guy who rambles on the internet with my buddy. But it was a cool moment, man, and it hyped me up for the rest of the week going forward. And then we watched Brazil YouTube, and he was one of the guys. Him and ISO Speed are the two guys who are allowed to stream the NFL game. So I was like, oh, the guy who rated me is a big him. He's standing next to ISO Speed. Like
he was their fan of the year last year. He did a thing where he visited all 30 training camps and raised a lot of money for charity. So
almost
cool
they said like $2 million or close to $2 million. Like he does good stuff, man. He's a great community. The people who did pop in during that stream were really, really nice. Like just hanging out, being super sweet. So Tom, thank you again. That really made my week. It was awesome. But so Friday night football, first game in Brazil. The crowd was a lot of fun, man. They were really into it. Mahomes did what he did, picking a lot of different receivers, kept the offense moving. And one of the craziest plays I think we'll ever see in NFL was that speed field goal kick.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Kelsey knocking out Xavier Worthy. But yeah, I'm jealous. I'm jealous for a lot of reasons. And I know a lot of the reasons Andy Reid is more successful in Kansas City than he was in Philadelphia was because of the guy he has playing quarterback in Kansas City. He was a special player. But I had to suffer through a lot of very questionable Andy Reid clock management. And for him to pull that off, I was a little upset. I was a little put off.
That happened. I was like, that is the most unbelievable special teams play of all time.
It took him. He's been an NFL coach now for about, I believe he started with the Eagles in 1999. He's been an NFL head coach for 26 seasons. He finally figured out clock management. He's finally done it.
He's got it.
That enshrines him in the Hall of Fame. Well, he was already gone. Let's not be fools. But that has put him over the top as well. He was already probably one of the top 4 or 5 coaches of all time. But another feather in the cap of Andy Reid. He has finally figured out the art of clock management.
The stat line in this game is obviously 27-17. Looks like on paper the Chiefs run away with this, but man, the Chargers were always there. They just a few mistakes here and there that cost them points. I don't think the Chargers are the team on the scoreboard at the end of this one. I still think throughout the season they are going to be tough.
The Chargers won.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Chargers. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry, Chargers won. I'm sorry, he got his first victory over Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. But like
Justin
I said,
Patrick looked great. Justin
Herbert was unbelievable. But he conquered the mountain of getting his first win. Sorry, I had that flipped. And that's what I want to say. The Chiefs are not the team on that stat line paper, and you're going to still probably be a problem this year. So yeah.
This is I think Mina Kimes said it best. Math always wins, and math always comes back. The Chiefs were uncannily good in one-score games. I think they were undefeated in one-score games last year. There was something like 11-0, and that's just not sustainable. And I was surprisingly confident in the Eagles going into the Super Bowl last year, but I was surprisingly confident because of and I'll pat myself in the back here, and it's easy to say this in hindsight, but I said it. I don't know if I ever said it on anything we did, but I was like, I don't think this is going to be very close. I didn't think it was going to be 40-6 with 2 minutes left in the game, but the score I kept saying leading up to the Super Bowl was 31-17. Felt like the score to me, and part of it was if it's a close game, it's hard to beat Patrick Mahomes in a close game, but the Chargers did it. The Chargers did it this time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm trying to pull up score lines because I think that's where I fucked up. I think I had it backwards because I think I typed it out before this.
It was 27-21. I almost said San Diego, Los Angeles.
Yes, thank you. There we go. Now I think I got it where I needed to. I hate when they fucking you ask for scores and they put them in orders that they weren't played, and I think that it probably annoys me more than anything. Yeah. So that was Friday Night Football. Also, once again, had a great time. Those rivalry teams or top teams going at it. It was a big fight card for Week 1 when it came to the NFL. I think they did a good job booking. I think they put a lot of teams together of statue that you want to watch, especially when the season starts. This was a WrestleMania style Week 1 football season.
As an Eagles fan, it just, especially as an Eagles fan who grew up in the 90s and had to grow up through Aikman, Emmett, Irvin, not beating that team for 4 years, growing up in Philly or around Philly, like outside of Philly, where you had a lot of bandwagon Cowboys fans who would thumb their nose at you because you liked the local team. And the drop a banner in front of Jerry Jones hit like crack in the 80s. Yeah.
Hopefully one day I'll get to experience that. But let's get into the Sunday games. I will not start with the one you think I'm going to start with. I'm not going to start with Washington. We'll start with the blowout game first. We'll start with the Colts and Dolphins.
I watched a lot of Red Zone. I'm sure you watched Commanders Giants. I watched a lot of Red Zone.
Yeah,
and it was like, my God, Daniel Jones. They're making Daniel Jones. We have a mutual friend who was a Dolphins
Daniel Jones
fan.
Looked like fucking what was the last big quarterback they had there? Andrew Luck. He looked like Andrew Luck. He looked like a goddamn Titan. He was unbelievable.
We have a mutual friend, our buddy Paul Bowe, who he and I run PPW Wrestling. He is a Dolphins fan, and he told me before the game, we were talking about it, he's like, that Dolphins defense is terrible. They're going to make Daniel Jones look like Peyton Manning. I'm like, it's Daniel Jones. It's the Colts. The Dolphins are going to win this one. I was wrong. Wrong.
Yeah,
they made him look like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and John Elway had a baby.
Yeah, and the hardest part about it is Tua. Like, the kid's been through so much and some of the scariest injuries, and it's just one of those things where you just like, stay down, Rocky. Like, you don't have to go out there anymore. Like, we've seen enough. Like, you scare us when you take hits. Like, you're not the same person. And you want to be that person who's like, man, just give him a chance. This is what the world's about, is watching someone overcome and step up after all the adversity and just be the great player that we all know he could be. But it's just not happening, BP. And it's at that point where just like, you're ready. You're like Bret Hart, you're like Stu Hart and Owen Hart on the sideline, and you just want to throw in the towel and call it for him. You know what I mean?
And I mean, it's probably coming. I would, unless things improved, I would be shocked if McDaniel finishes the season. There's always those lines of like the first coach fired, like who's going to be the first coach fired. You can bet on it. I would push all my money. I'm sure the line is like crazy high, like low right now. You probably have to put up $100 to get back $10. But
if he goes out and gets hurt again this year, he's gone. The coach is gone. People are in trouble. Anyway. Yeah.
And well, I would say, is the Arch Manning talk going to happen now? But Arch Manning might come back to Texas for another year. You don't know. And I'm not saying the Dolphins should tank, but unless they can fix some things, they may not have to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
They looked rough.
Now here's a main event card. This is a game that I was like, ooh, I'll watch this one. So I had the game on Hulu, and I can get two screens. So I have two screens right here. So I had one game on Washington and the other game on Red Zone, which I was like, okay, this is good. I enjoy the Red Zone. I didn't know this is a commercial because I had two screens going, and I had
literally 1 minute of the commercials in 7 hours.
Yeah,
I mean, the problem is they're probably going to ease their way into more. Obviously, you're going to squeeze as much money out of that thing as you can.
Yep.
But it was a fine experience. It was still the Red Zone.
Yeah. But we have the Steelers and the Jets. And for a while of this game, it looked like this was the Jets fuck you to Aaron Rodgers game, because they balled out.
They were frisky. Breece Hall looked really good. Justin Fields had one of the best games. I haven't watched a lot of Justin Fields, but he looked very solid. And it would have been a great story if the Jets would have been able to hang on the win, but Pittsburgh just a little bit better. And I mean, but if I'm a Jets fan,
I'm happy with that game.
With how miserable it's been over the last decade, at least I feel like there's a reason to believe. It seems like Glenn might have the team playing a little better. He might be one of those guys like look whose staff he comes from, Dan Campbell. Campbell, how did he succeed in Detroit? Yes, the talent is huge, is a big part of it, but he instilled a culture there. And if Glenn can really instill that kind of culture with the Jets, he has a chance to turn that thing around.
Yeah. And then we're going to go to Jacksonville, Carolina. That one went a little longer than the other.
I believe they had, much like Thursday Night Football, I think they had a weather delay. I think they had a lightning
going on. But the Jaguars are going to hold on. 26-10, they beat the Panthers. I call that the Madden 95 game, because Madden 95 is the first year that those teams were introduced into the video games.
How old did you feel? How old did you feel realizing that this is the 30th year for the Panthers and the Jaguars? I'm like,
that's wild.
Yeah, like 30 years? No, 30 years ago was like the 70s. No, it wasn't. It was the 90s.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Then we had the Cardinals beating the Saints. If you think those Saints jerseys are ugly, you're wrong. I fucking love them. I want one.
They look like Georgia Tech a little bit.
I like I'm a black and gold guy, so I like the black and gold. The only thing I'll say about the Saints is I didn't like the helmets. I didn't like the digital speckles square helmet. I thought that was kind of ugly. But Cardinals are going to hold on to this one. Really cool play in this one. The almost like the underhand backhand scoot quarterback sneaker dump to the running back play. I thought that was pretty good.
A battle of two former Eagles coordinators too. Jonathan Gannon coaching the Cardinals and Kellen Moore coaching the Saints for the first time ever. Still looking for his first win, but it's going to be a long year with them with that quarterback situation. Spencer Rattler did what he could, but talent-wise, the Saints have a little bit of ways to go, and the fact that they kept it close, they played hard, is something to hang their hat on.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go to the last Sunday. Actually, no. Buccaneers
1 o'clock
are 1 o'clock games. Buccaneers beat the Falcons 23-20.
That was a barn burner. That was
a fun game. The fun game. I love watching Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield for me as a quarterback is like Ryan Fitzpatrick or who was the dude for the longest time was in the Rams and then he went to the Chargers. Who was the Lions quarterback for the longest time?
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford. I love. Yeah, I love. He's with the Rams now. I love Stafford. Stafford's a quarterback on another team that when he's on, I enjoy watching him play.
Here's my problem with the Bucs. I hate them.
Yeah. I like watching Baker Mayfield. I like watching Baker Mayfield.
They just, ever since the Eagles beat them 2 years ago in the playoffs, they ran out Tony Dungy. They just have Philly's number. And there's nothing the Eagles can do about it. Like every time they play the Bucs, it's either the year after they win the Super Bowl, they blow them out of the water, and Deshaun Jackson's on the Bucs and just blows the Eagles out of the water. Tom Brady's there, they blow him out in the playoffs. Yeah. The Eagles fall apart in 2023, they blow them out in the playoffs. The last game with the Vet, that Rondé Barber touchdown is burned into my head. It's easier now. The Eagles have 2 trophies, but that was like, if somebody still says, what is the worst sports experience you ever had? It's Eagles Bucks in the NFC Championship game, the last game with the Vet. It's Joe Juravicius and Rondé Barber are still running, and they have the Eagles. There's always that team that just has your number. You can't beat them. I don't know who it is for the Commanders, but for the Eagles,
everybody. I never really had it. Like everyone had our number. Tom Brady used to fuck us up. He would run the score on us so bad. Like he would just disrespect our team, and they weren't even. It was like watching like a young child get picked on by a full grown adult in the playground.
If I were a Giants fan, I couldn't imagine how much I would hate Philly. Like I would, like, as much as I hate the Cowboys, Giants fans have to despise Philly. Like,
I mean, Washington will find a way to fuck over teams in the division when they have nothing else to lose. Like, you guys had an undefeated season the one year, twice, right? Went in undefeated against us, and they
weren't undefeated last year, but they were on a huge winning streak, and it was the only game that Hurts started after like week 2 that the Eagles lost. He didn't finish it though.
But yeah, so Washington is going to take on the Giants. Speaking of teams, actually 2 moments for me as a Washington fan that just are burned in my brain that hurt forever is when RG3 went down in the playoffs and it was like a two-way situation. Like, he's hurt, but why are we still running quarterback ends? Like Alfred Morris is unstoppable this game. Why are we not handing the ball? It felt like the coaching staff was like, we're going to kill him. I felt like our coaching staff went out there and sent our quarterback to get sacrificed to lions in the Roman temple. That was tough to watch. Just watching a dude who's clearly hurt, and then he finally twists it at the end there, and he goes down. And I'm just like, you did this. Like it looked blatant. It you know what I mean? Like it was like these coaching staff is sending someone out there to get hurt. That one's tough for me, and always remember till the day I die. And the game where the Eagles, like 6 plays in, just fucking
the Vic game. Yeah,
they just beat the shit out of us.
It was Vic against McNabb. Yeah, and like you blink and it's 28-0.
Yeah. Deshaun Jackson gets one of that big catch to start the game, and he turns around, shows in the ball, like beat the dog shit. That game was hard to watch. Deshaun
Jackson, an all-time troll, an all-time.
I loved him when he was there for us for a little bit. I love Deshaun.
No. he is one of the all-time. If he's on your team, you love him. If he's on your rival, you hate him. That Deshaun Jackson is the headliner, the cover guy for that.
Who are some traded players that we went back and forth with that like played for you, played for us, or maybe even switched a few times that like you're like,
Trotter,
oh man,
we brought up Trotter earlier.
Trotter, Deshaun, McNabb. There was 3 there.
Brian Mitchell had a few good years with the Eagles toward the end of his career.
Ryan Kerrigan retired with you guys. That one hurt.
Sucked. Right? No, he sucked. You could keep him. Keep him. Ryan Kerrigan.
I love Ryan Kerrigan. I love him. And that one hurt.
Didn't Wendell Smallwood wind up on the Commanders tournament or the football team? It may have been the football team at that point.
I don't know. That was the football team years were tough to watch.
I know there was one year. I think it might have been the year. I think it was 2017 when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I want to say Mark Sanchez wound up playing for the for the I think there were still the Skins at that point. I think Mark Sanchez
Maybe.
wound up in a game. It was when like Adrian Peterson was one of the running backs.
Yeah, we were down to like
it was like a
our
Monday Night
fourth
Football
quarterback or something. It was rough.
Well, it's like the body bag game. The body bag game back in the 80s. One of the great names ever for a game. When Brian Mitchell wound up having to play quarterback for Washington because all the other quarterbacks got hurt.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. There's quarterbacks getting hurt, and then there's quarterbacks snapping bones on the field. And you're like, like Alex Smith went down, then what's his name broke his ankle, Colt McCoy. It was just all in the one season. That was a rough one. But yeah, so Washington takes on the Giants. And I always say Washington because it's just easier to say Washington. I still haven't fully vernacularly took Commanders.
I missed the football team. I like the Washington football team.
I didn't mind the football team either. But the game felt like it should have been 60 to through nothing. It felt like we did there was not one point in the game where I felt like the team was threatened. There was a few times where I felt like it was a one possession game and I was like, this shouldn't be this close. And Washington are just not making key plays, are overthrowing balls, or just not landing completions. And I hate to be that fan, but god damn, the refs were fucking awful. Like Terry McLaurin is known for that drop down catch against the grass. That's his bread and butter. He caught one and they're like incomplete. And then they show the replay and they're like, still don't care. Turnover on downs or fourth down punt. And I was just like, that's his play. Like there's no way he's not getting his forearms under and not making that catch. And I was like, that'll be easily overturned. Nope. The what's his name got tapped on the helmet, Russell Wilson, 15-yard penalty, keep the drive alive. Every time we're holding them in the red zone, they're just giving them penalties to keep the drives alive. Our defense still held them, which is awesome. We're great red zone defense.
I am of the belief blaming the refs is kind of, unless it's flagrant. I think it comes
BP,
off
when the only offense, the best offensive player of the Giants that entire game was the penalty yards. Like they did nothing.
Well, it is the Giants. So let's not act like you're playing the greatest show on turf. It's the Giants. And if, as a matter of fact, I think there was a report now that, and this is fairly recent, that Brian Daboll, the head coach, has gone to ownership and said, I want to start Jackson Dart.
I'm sorry,
Jackson Dart apparently looked very good in the preseason. Russell Wilson is clearly Seattle Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
I may have lost you there.
No, you're good. I got you back. Okay. But it was Russell Wilson's another one I like and I root for, but he's not the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's kind of a shadow of his former self. I don't know if you caught what I was saying, but there's a report now that head coach Brian Daboll has gone to ownership with the Giants, the Mara family, and said, I want to start Jackson Dart. He's ready. Yeah,
maybe that might be the move for New York.
I didn't watch a lot of the Giants in the preseason, but they look good. But if we're going to talk about refs, and I get it, I thought there were some. I thought the only call I thought in the Eagles Dallas game was a little like, oh come on, but I understand, and they explained it well, and I get it, and if it's consistent, that's fine. Was Nolan Smith getting a 15-yard penalty for just doing a little bicep flex? But if they're really cracking down on celebrations,
that was
and
a silly one.
If they've told everybody don't do it, but it's so funny that gets 15, and then when they force a fumble and the Eagles defense reenacts the tush push, that's okay. Like this choreographed celebration is okay, but I guess the other one was considered taunting. But if it was, and the other one, I think right before that, the pass interference on the in the end zone when CD didn't catch, I think it was CD didn't catch it, and Blankenship was already in the air. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? Like just defy gravity and freeze? But again, these are things that happen, and I mean the refs are the refs. It was fine. I'm not going to blame the refs or anything.
Bengals are going to beat the Browns. That was a fun one. It seemed on NFL Red Zone. That every time that popped in, I was like, "Oh, that looks like a good game." Raiders Patriots look like a good time. NFL Red Zone makes games look like they're cooler, especially when like they're close like that.
Oh yeah.
So that one looked like it was a good time. Seahawks,
big win for
49ers.
The Raiders too. Big win for the Raiders. Pete Carroll back there, and Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly's their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I was like, that guy used to be the head coach, and now he's up in the box in the temperature control. No rain on him. He's liking that life.
He's better suited to be an OC. I think he might actually do very well there. In fact, the way the team is laid out, I think he would be an amazing offensive coordinator talent-wise for the Falcons. To have a guy like Penix, to have a guy like Bijan Robinson, I think he could do some dangerous stuff with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. Seahawks are going to lose 13-17 to the 49ers. Broncos are going to beat the Titans 20-12. Packers beating the Lions 27-13.
Very impressed by the Packers. Scared a little bit of the Packers. I am afraid.
We're going to find out what they're made of Thursday Night Football this week. I'll be live doing the hangout. If you want to come hang out, BP, you're more than welcome. But Packers versus Commanders this Thursday. Rams beat the Texans.
That game's in Lambeau too. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Probably the game of the week. Game of the week for me that was just unreal to fucking watch. We're gonna talk about the Ravens versus the Bills. Jesus Christ,
gonna be hard. It's an early contender for game of the year.
An early game of the year. Like, I don't know how you beat that. Like down 15, but Bills rally back. Like, what a fucking game.
If I'm a Bills fan, obviously I'm excited. I'm happy.
Very happy.
Oh, we have to have that kind of luck in week. Yeah, there you go. But I'm also thinking, we have that kind of luck in week one. In week one, can't catch a break in the playoffs ever. But in week one, luck is on our side and everything is bouncing our way.
Yeah. If there's a team in the NFL that I just want to be good, I wouldn't mind if they were like a Patriots dynasty, if they were a team that was in the playoffs every year, or a team that just got a ring or two. It's the Bills. I don't mind if the Bills get a couple championships.
Well, once the Eagles window closes, they can win whatever they want.
Well, listen, I think the Eagles are going to have their hands full within their own division. Bowl,
America deserves it. America.
I agree.
It's fine. Yep. Yeah, it could be, but they got, even if they only get 45 dropped on them, like you could shave 10 points off of that NFC Championship game. The Eagles still drop 45 on them, so don't get too cocky.
Rookie quarterback. Everyone evolves. We'll see how it progresses.
You know, listen, they don't always get better in year two, right?
That rookie had no business even being that far where he was his first year, and that's a big loss, but it does not hurt my feelings whatsoever. That's a dynasty changing game right there.
And Frankie Louvu is still in the air.
Yeah, I love it. I love Louvu. Just being a dick about it. But and then the Vikings went on to beat the Bears. It was a pretty good game too.
Big comeback.
I'm gonna be honest.
Big comeback there.
Big comeback. I don't know if I'm a Caleb Williams guy. I think Caleb Williams is going to be that quarterback for the foreseeable future for me that I just enjoy watching lose. I don't know.
I don't dislike him. It reeks of Trevor Lawrence for me. Like, this is a guy who came in with so much hype, and it's like, well, is he ever going to live up to it?
Yeah.
And I mean, but Caleb has a little bit of extra pressure on him because of who was drafted immediately after him. Because everything that Caleb Williams was supposed to be, so far, I'll give him the credit. Jaden Daniels has been, and then some. Yeah. Jaden Daniels has really, he has been like the most blow-away prospect that has come in at the quarterback position since Burrow.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be Caleb Williams. That was supposed to be Trevor Lawrence, and it hasn't been. So just like Lawrence is always going to have to kind of look over people who were drafted around that time's shoulder, it's one of those things where until he can prove it, Caleb Williams is going to be in that, is he ever going to be what we thought he was level?
Yeah. Well, let's quick do this, and I'm going to say the game BP, and we'll kind of rapid fire win or loss who thinks winning it. All right. So let's go through week 2. Listen, if you want to spend millions of money on your sports betting picks, write these down now, because me and BP are amazing at this. We've never done this. We have never done this.
Are we going head up or straight up or against the spread here?
Heads up. Well, this is heads up. That spread stuff, that's for the birds. You know what I mean? We run a no huddle offense here. This is what we do. But let's start off with Thursday night, 8:15. Commanders at Packers. Who you got?
I think the Packers are really good. And home team, I'm going to tip it to them. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. But Unfortunately, Jane Daniels has to see Micah Parsons a little bit earlier than he thought he did. Thankfully, he only has to see him once unless they play Green Bay again in the playoffs, which they very well could. I think these are two of the best 4 or 5 teams in the NFC, and I think the Packers edge this one out, but it's going to be very competitive. Could go either way.
Yes, statistically, I want to say Packers. My heart says I can't out the Commanders because it's just one of those things where it's like, man, okay, Washington's back. This is us. This is probably not a game we win. We beat up mid-level teams, bad teams, and then they're good teams. We struggle, but man, Jaden Daniels is scary, and I can never say I can't just put my faith and trust into him. He is my Black Jesus right now. Like, I cannot say, like, so I'm gonna say Commanders, but realistically, I think the Packers probably win that one. Giants, Cowboys.
Yeah, the Giants are rough, and unless the only way I could see the Giants winning this one is if they do pull the trigger, maybe somewhere in the second quarter. Let's just paint the picture. Maybe even the third quarter. It's halfway through the third quarter. Dallas is winning by 10. The Giants have the ball. In comes Jackson Dart. He marches them down the field for a touchdown, and he makes it look easy. I think that might be enough to put the Cowboys on their heels and be like, "Oh no!"
I'm
going to pick Dallas, but if the Giants win, I think that's their path to victory.
Yeah. Seahawks versus Steelers.
Yeah, the Seahawks. I'm not sold on Sam Darnold. I'm not sold on that team as a whole, really. They look kind of very flat in week 1. But then again, the classic thing to do is overreact to week 1. And maybe you could argue that for the Packers and the Commanders but they're both very good teams. They were both playoff teams last year. So I think the Packers do have more of a track record. With the Steelers team, I think Rodgers finds a way. I think their defense is very good, and I do think they edge that one out.
Yeah. We got Rams, Titans. I'm going Rams.
Rams easy, yeah.
Bills, Jets. That's going to be a fun game, but I think Bills win that one.
I think the Jets will be feisty, like they were against Pittsburgh. I think they just don't have quite enough talent to hang with Buffalo. Buffalo is so good. Buffalo is going to be there in the end, like they are. I think the AFC is going to shake out a lot like it has historically, where it's like, okay, who's going to have that chance to take out Kansas City? And imagine Kansas City, like the Chargers are merging a little bit. I think Harbaugh is a great coach. Imagine Kansas City has to run the gauntlet of beating the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Bills all in one postseason. That would be amazing if they can do that. But if anybody can do it, it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Patriots, Dolphins.
Ooh, somebody's going to win, right? Well, it could be a tie.
Dolphins are at home, and Dolphins will find a way to get victories in home against New England.
Here's the thing. They always play New England tough historically. And week 1, people tend to overreact like crazy. Chances are the Dolphins aren't quite as bad as we think they are. I do think the Dolphins find a way to win this one.
I'm picking Dolphins too. That's for you, Paul Bo. Jacksonville versus the Bengals.
Give me the Jaguars. I think they're going to be frisky this year. Give me the Jaguars. Okay. That's going to be my upset special of the week.
Okay, I like that. 49ers Saints.
Even though they just traded away their backup running back. He's with the Eagles now.
Yeah. I think the Niners beat the Saints.
Yeah, I think the Niners are going to be good this year. Injuries are already concerned, but I think the Saints are going to have a long road this year.
Yeah. Browns, Ravens. I'm going Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens. The biggest thing I saw from that classic Sunday night game, people were looking at metrics of like the Ravens have more. I think they have more. They have so many more wins or losses from any team where like their win probability was 80% or better. They blow a lot of games, and I think it was Mina Kimes, who was one of my favorite analysts. She kind of threw it out there like, is it a Harbaugh problem? And John Harbaugh, he has a Super Bowl ring. He has a great track record, but is he holding them back in close games? But this isn't going to be a close game. The Ravens win.
Yeah, there is that one thing with the Ravens. You're like, yo, this team looks like it's Superman, but somehow someone pulls a kryptonite on them, and they don't really know what that problem is yet. Maybe it is a Harbaugh problem. Bears, Lions. I'm going Lions.
Yeah, Lions bounce back game. I don't think they're Green Bay. just came out and punched him in the mouth. But the Lions are going to find a way. They're a well-coached team. They're a very talented team, and I think they're gonna handle this one.
Broncos Colts.
Well, this is where you get to see if the Colts are good or if the Dolphins are that bad.
Yeah.
Probably a combination of both. I think this is where the Daniel Jones revival mythos comes to an end because that Broncos defense is.
Yeah, I think the Broncos balance out the universe and say, "Oh shit, let's think with the Dolphins win and then a Colts loss. You're like, oh shit, that works out the universe." Panthers Cardinals. I'm going Cardinals.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals take that one. The Panthers just need a little bit more talent. Those rookie wide receivers need a little bit more seasoning. I'm not giving up on Bryce Young yet, but I think the Cardinals have enough firepower on defense to get the win here.
Chiefs Eagles.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I think
if
this would be going back to the Super Bowl last year. If they lose this game, this would be the first time a Reed and Mahomes Chiefs team has ever lost 3 games in a row. I just have that feeling that they find a way to win this one. I think the Chiefs do take this one.
I think Chiefs get what they wanted this entire time, and that's a 3-peat. I think the Birds beat the Chiefs.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. They send them to that 3rd loss.
I need to know who's playing cornerback too before I can commit to that. It maybe I'm a pessimist, maybe I'm a Negadelphian, but it feels like a loss to me.
Okay. Falcons Vikings.
That's a fun game because you have a team.
I think Vikings win, but I think it's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna take the Dirty Birds. Because you have a team that lost and probably should have won against a very good Tampa team. And you have a team that won that maybe should have lost.
Yeah.
But I really like Penix. I love Bijan Robinson. The coaching edge probably goes to Minnesota, but I think Atlanta finds a way to win this one.
Yeah, I like Penix a lot too. Bucks Titans. I'm going Bucks.
Bucks Titans.
Or Bucks Texans. Sorry. Texans.
Okay. Yeah. Tampa's really good. I think.
Yeah, and then Monday Night Football. Chargers Raiders.
Surprisingly good game. The Raiders look good.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers though.
Yeah, I don't think the Raiders have the home field advantage that they quite had in Oakland. I think a lot of people are going to come from, but I don't know if the Chargers really have fans. So but then again, Vegas is a place where like people are just going to see the game. They're going to, it's another attraction. It's another light in the city full of them. So I think the home field advantage is kind of neutralized, and all other things being equal, I do believe that there's actually 2 Monday night games. They're doing that. I will say this:
the Vegas locals are really, really into their sports teams. Like when they were there for the Knights, I was there for the playoff run with the Knights when they lost to the Capitals.
Oh, that's
those fans are Knight fans. Like they gave them a team and they embraced it. So I can only imagine what they're doing awesome. with the Raiders. Yeah.
Good for Vegas. By the way, that Bucks Texans game is also a Monday night game. They're doing 2 of them this week.
Oh, okay.
So I'll ride with the Chargers here. I think they're going to be. I think if anybody can kind of crack into that inner circle of Baltimore, Kansas City, and Buffalo, I think it's the Chargers. And I think
we had some people saying that they can't comment.
I think there's an issue with Facebook. If they're trying on Facebook, there was a little pop-up.
No, they can't comment on YouTube. Some people are having some issues commenting on YouTube. It's not letting people comment. I was wondering why. We have like 8 people watching and they keep coming and leaving. Maybe people are trying to pop in to say something, but they can't, so they just leave. That sucks. That fucking fucks with me, YouTube. Anyway, let's
let me know Tom Grossi. He'll take care of it.
Yeah, Tom, get the fucking thing figured out, and then maybe I'll take it easy on your team this week. But yeah, so we'll wrap up here. We're about the 53-minute mark. This is a good recap. We'll be back next week for week 2, and we'll add some other stuff in there. PPW this Saturday. If you guys are in the area, you want to come see some pro wrestling, come out for the Super Show. For what's it, 5 years?
12 years.
12 years. Oh shit, but the disrespect.
We've been around for 5 years at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that'll pretty much do it for us. BP, anything you want to plug?
No, that would be it. Then I know the next day, if you're in the North Jersey area, I forget exactly where, but they're doing a big benefit for Jeff Cannonball. Tony Deppen and Willow Nightingale are going to be going at it. I'm actually going to be missing the Eagles-Chiefs game because I'll be at Cannonball Fest. I
don't know if I have a ride or figure something out, but I might have to miss it. We'll see. But well, that's gonna do it for us. I gotta piss. My eyes are flowing. We'll see you guys next week. ABJ Podcast. Let me know in the comments. I know you guys can't right now, but later on or over on the Spotify, any side as well, Google. Let us know if you like this format. If you're like, hey, when I think ABJ Podcast, I think interviews. I don't like this shit. Stick with us. Let us try it out a little bit. Let's see how this goes. Interviews aren't going away, and maybe if I do an interview, maybe BP joins me on the interview and hangs out a little bit. So, like I said, let this evolve. Let us see what this falls into. But we'll guys see you no Thursday for Tornado Tag. This is kind of your. I know this is not wrestling talk, but we will definitely pepper that in. We won't do an hour on football, but it's week one. We're getting excited, or we will, yeah. But I even said during my content, I said, I think I'm taking a lot of this off. I think my off season of wrestling, where I only watch pay-per-views, is football season. I think that's my off season. And then I just watch pay-per-views and I stay away from weekly, but I'm not sure yet.
It felt so good to have football back. I was like a kid on Christmas on Sunday.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
All right,
it's always also fun. Sorry, I know you have to pee. It's always also fun when you are coming into an NFL Sunday when your team already won on Thursday or Friday, whatever day it is. It makes it more fun.
All right, see you guys next time. We're out of here.